So for my final presentation, I did two dances. One of them is called The Allure and the other is called Bloom. My final paper is on the female ideal, mostly in Asia, and how certain maybe westernized concepts get into the Asian ideal, how their body image has changed, and what effects that has on people, as well as how that affects marginalized parts of their societies, such as transgender and so on. I also delved into why the dark side of the female ideal, so female sex workers and so on, in Thailand and Malaysia. And so the allure is supposed to be showing both the allure of why women would be interested in coming to these places and performing sex work. And I wore very alluring clothing. I tried to make it as beautiful and smooth as I could because in my research I found that a lot of women come for money and in order to provide for their families. So it had to be really alluring. I had to make that dance pop and really give you an idea that I'm trying to draw you in for reasons. Money, power, stability, providing for your children and your family. I wore black as well because there is a darker side. Women face violence and discrimination from both the employers and the other employees, as well as clients. And in Malaysia, the transgendered population faces discrimination simply in their everyday lives. And so I tried to wear black in order to show that as well. Like there is a dark side. So the allure, I wear bright clothing on my coin belt or my coin bra and my belt, and then I and then I and then I wear black so that it can be something else. You can see something of the dark side because in my research that's how I interpreted that there is always a dark side to something. So because I'm also researching what that means with the female ideal, what is the female body image, women in parts of Asia especially, and South America and Ecuador, the Caribbean, they all have a definition of beauty that seems to fall in with the American or quote unquote westernized ideal. So they prefer to have their skin be white. They want lighter hair, which my hair isn't lighter, but they want lighter hair and they want to have a westernized appeal. And so Bloom is me attempting to show that there is a way to start. I start the piece very much, being upset with my white skin and not not being happy. Obviously, as I'm white, I'm not able to fully show that because I'm a white woman, and so I don't have that ability to show via race how that is. But I attempted to give this impression of whiteness. They want more westernized features. They want more westernized looks. They want more westernized beauty. It's all more westernized. And so I wore pants instead of a skirt for this one, and I wore a mask because a lot of women have to mask who they are in order to be accepted by society. And so in my final paper, I found that women in societies such as Korea and Japan and many other Asian countries, China, they all have to hide who they are in order to be accepted in society. Women in Korea, for example, South Korea, for example, are, even with a university degree, it's hard for them to find work there. And so I wore a mask so that it would show that there is this dichotomy between wanting something and being it. And bloom is supposed to be that you become more aware of yourself. And towards the end, I tried to portray that it's okay to be okay with yourself. And there are, in my paper and in my research, I found that there were lots of examples of women's organizations or transgendered organizations in the East Asian Pacific region. And so I wanted to show that you bloom into something and become a more happier being through dance. And I tried to show as much of my research in there as I could get through simply costuming and through the ability to have this ideal in your head but not be able to fully reach that ideal.